Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. And today I'm featuring this wonderful bundle called Words of Cheer. Really delightful photopolymer stamp set. Really love this stylised poinsettia cluster there, and we've got some really great companion sentiments to go with it. Really fabulous as a standalone set. But we do also have wonderful dies that go with it. So of course when you buy a bundle you do save 10% on the combined price, which is absolutely super duper value. This Christmas cheer dies, there are 2 sheets to them featuring the words happy and cheer, and we've got a shadow die with some lettering to go over the top, plus a whole heap of other little bits and pieces to cut some extra sort of foliage, holly leaves, sprigs and things, and some little stars that you could layer up to make little mini poinsettias as well. And we do have this one die here that will cut out our main image. So fantastic set. The bundle price is actually £44, which also means that you're only £1 away from qualifying for a celebration item. Okay, so if you chucked in some sequins, a roll of ribbon, even some white cardstock, anything you like, you could actually earn a celebration item for £45. So that could be the bedazzling specialty DSP, these lovely penguin papers, the beautifully penned papers, beautiful stamp set there, some more Christmas paper that coordinates, this super cute sheep set, all the dies to go with it. So you know, if you have 2 orders, or you want to do one larger order, you could get both. Another stamp set there for £45. So yeah, lots and lots to choose from. There is a host benefit as well, so if you do want to get together with friends and put in a very large order, you get extra stamping rewards and your host stamp set as well, with some really nice sentiments in it. And there's also a joining incentive, so if you do decide to join for the £99, no change in the price of the starter kit, you will also be able to choose one of these 12 bundles that are featured in the mini catalogue. So lots and lots and lots of things happening. Runs all the way through to the 30th of September. Do have a look on the website, links in the description, for more information on joining, being part of Stampin' Up and the whole community. So the let's get on with what we're making rather than me waffling at you. I've actually got 2 samples to show you with the set, and we're going to do another variation using some atypical colours, shall we say. This one's Pool Party, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce. Then we've got some Soft Sea Foam, Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler on this one. Okay, so same set, same layout, different colours, but I think you'll agree that they look quite different as cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix it up even more and just go out there with the colours, because some people don't like traditional Christmas, so we're going to go pink. Blushing Bride, keeping the black and white layer here. So the black layer is 5 1/2 by, and then by 3 3/4, and then 1/8 smaller for the basic white. Sticking with the vellum for the shadow, we're going to use Melon Mambo for the lettering, and I've already cut a little strip there for the sentiment. Okay, so I hope that's okay. Right, the first thing we're going to do is die cut the sentiment so we can get it all adhered together and everything, so we'll just grab those dies from the sheet there, and we'll run those through so that you can see that these are just scraps out of my little collection of scraps, because it's always worthwhile keeping little offcuts. You never know when they might come in useful for these kinds of things. So we're just rolling those through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Very, very easy to do. All the instructions, if you like, cutting sandwiches are written on your platform, so you'll never forget which combination of plates to use. So that's our lovely scripty happy in our melon mambo there. We can get rid of that, and then our shadow die in the vellum there. I'll just ease that out. Okay, most of those little pieces were left behind. We'll just make sure they're all out, and that's our shadow portion there. I'm going to make sure all those little pieces are off this cutting plate, so that when we go to die cut our main image, that's nice and clean and ready to go. If you leave little scraps of cardstock on your cutting plate and run something else through, they can leave impressions on your cardstock and ruin the look of it. So always worthwhile just taking that moment just to make sure all those little scraps have been removed. So just applying some multi-purpose glue onto the back of this die, and we're going to position that over the vellum. Okay, just take a moment or two just to get that lined up where you want it to be. Okay, it's just going to take a few moments to adhere and dry. Okay, so that's why I wanted to just get that done. So then while we're doing all our other bits and pieces, that's going to be fully dry, ready to put onto our card when we're ready. Okay. A little bit to do with the card base then. Let's get this done. On the sample cards, there's a bit of ink blending behind the main image just to tie everything together. So we're going to do the same with this one. So I'm just going to grab some scrap grid paper there and a blending brush, because that is my preference on there, and we're going to use the same ink as the card base colour, which is Blushing Bride. Okay, so we're just coordinating the whole look of it. We're not going for anything particular, we just want to apply some ink to the background just to lift the focal image really. So this isn't anything taxing, I'm just chucking some ink on it, and however it comes out is how it comes out, and that's what we're going to go with. And I've kind of gone across here, so I've started lower then ended up higher on there, bit of white space left behind. Don't overthink it. Okay, so that's a bit of blending on there. You can use a stamping sponge or something like that as well. We're not going to do any more stamping on that, so we're just going to layer this up with our basic black. Yeah. Then that's going to go straight onto our Blushing Bride card base. Okay, so just having that extra bit extra 1/8 of an inch off that black layer just means we've got a bit more of the card base showing through, which is really cute. Okay, card base is done and ready. Sentiment's done and ready. All we need to do now is our focal image. So we've got another piece of basic white there and our image here, and we're going to stamp this with Memento ink, water-based ink, so that we can do colouring with our stamping blends. Okay, so just Memento ink, and we can plonk that down there. Nice firm pressure all over the stamp. If you've got a Stamparatus, even better. Okay, but you get a really nice impression. Okay, so colouring then. Not there isn't any real heroics going on with the colouring at all. Just going to do some very basic stuff. Going in with some crumb cake onto the little, whatever these bauble things are. I'm not a botanist, I've got no idea what these are supposed to be, but whatever they are, they're being coloured in crumb cake. Okay, so just twizzle your cardstock around, get those little spot there with the dark marker where the stem meets, and then we're going to go over those with the light just a little bit. Nothing super complicated. Sorry, gone quiet because I'm colouring. Concentrating on staying in the lines. So colouring's not for everyone. I personally find it quite a therapeutic thing to do. So quite enjoy it really. This is Granny Apple Green now, and I'm going to use that for these little leaves. Again, no idea what they're supposed to be at all, but it's a really nice, I love Granny Apple Green. I think it's a really nice bright, it's sort of it's a fresh green without being too zesty. Lemon Lime Twist was the one a couple of years back. Proper bright zesty green. So just like we did before, we'll just go back over this with the light marker. So it's not, this is not a blending class at all, but I have opted just to let you see the whole process. And just enjoy colouring in. Of course, you don't have to sit and watch the whole thing. If you want to fast forward through, you can do. I won't be offended. Okay, but sometimes I think it's worthwhile seeing things in real time so that you get an idea of how long it might take you to replicate a card, alright? If you so wish. Obviously these are all just serving suggestions for you. This is shaded Spruce, and I'm just going around the petal and this sort of underside of this leaf. Same on this one. And then we'll just go this side of this one. Just Just add a little bit of shadow and then colour it over with the light marker. I think this shaded spruce might be starting to run out, but I actually think that's worked in my favour because it's kept it quite pale, because I'm going to go a little bit off piste with my poinsettia and carry through the pink theme by doing them in Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so don't want to go too bright with anything like Magenta Madness or anything like that. We've got the bright pink coming through in the sentiment, so I think we'll just stick with the Flirty Flamingo for this bit. So again, we're going to put down the darker colour first, and I suspect we might have to go over this a couple of times. To get that intensity of the shadow, otherwise it may not show through so much. So we'll go over those central petals and then these bits where the petals overlap. Just do that across all of those. Again, you know, I'm not being super careful, we're just trying to get some colour down, okay? We don't have to overthink this process, okay? And then we're going to go over this. With our light marker, just as we did with everything else. Oh, actually, I think that's worked out okay without necessarily having to go over it. It's quite your prerogative. If you feel like the darker areas need a bit more, then add some more. Do find that if you can darken the shadows, all the better for getting that sort of dimensional effect with your colouring. It's definitely that contrast between light and dark that really makes any colouring of this nature stand up, really. Okay, so it's entirely up to you how much extra time you want to spend on this. I didn't particularly want to, you know, this isn't a colouring masterclass. There are loads more YouTubers out there that do way more detailed tutorials than I do, so if you want to learn a bit more about blending, then it's probably not me you need to listen to. But if you just want to do some quick effective colouring, then this will do. Okay, so that will dry, and as it dries the colours blend together. But we need to get this die cut ready for our card, so we'll just position that over the top and run it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There we go, all done. And we've got our sentiment, we've got our card. Okay, so we need some dimensionals, so I need minis and large ones, so sort of 3 regular dimensionals on the back of this seems to work okay. And then you can debate with yourself which way round you want your image to go. I'm going with that. This this die cut, you can squeeze on some mini dimensionals just on these little pieces here. They won't show through too much, even though we have got some vellum on there, and sometimes that can be a bit of a devil to hide adhesive behind. I do find if you're sticking on to sort of a white background, they are just peeking out. They don't show too much. So just a few there, just to secure that onto the card. Should we get it the right way up? I want that overhanging this image just a little bit, so there looks good to me. Okay, oh, looking nice, I quite like it. Got this little teeny tiny strip, this is 3/8 of an inch, and that is just big enough to fit on what this little teeny tiny Christmas sentiment. I think we might use Granny Apple Green, keep it fresh. The shaded spruce might be a bit dark, so just some light tapping on my Granny Apple Green there, and we'll put that in place. It's photopolymer, so it's nice and easy to line up on, even on a small piece of cardstock like that. And then we're going to just cut this off at an angle just because we can. And to get the same angle, if you keep hold of that and then slide it along your cardstock and then use that as your sort of cutting template, okay, you'll get the same angle on both ends of your sentiment. So again, we'll just use a couple of mini dimensionals to put that onto our card. That'll be perfect. And then we just need to add our bling. So at the beginning, when I said that you know, if you add something to your bundle, you'll be able to qualify for a celebration item. One of the things you could add, that's just overhanging a little more than I wanted it to, so I'm just taking that off. You could add these subtle shimmer sequins. Okay, so you get there's shiny silver ones, matte silver ones, and sort of almost like vellum ones in two sizes, so sort of a large and a small. I've got the my Takey Pick tool that isn't attached to a Takey Pick tool there, and we're going to use a couple of spots of our multi-purpose glue just to add some sequins. So we're going to go with odd numbers, remember, so I've gone with 5 little sequins there. So the trick with these is to make sure that you only pick up one at a time. Okay, and then just position those over your little spots of glue that you have already popped down. Just picking up some different ones, not particularly considering which ones they are. Of course, you can cherry pick whatever you want for your particular design. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're done. So, what do you think? A bit more of a contemporary feel to that. Could add a bit of wing on there, because that's what I did on my other samples. Now this wing is quite dry, but sometimes you just get this little hint of some shimmer, and that's just enough. Okay, so there's our contemporary pinks, and something else for you there. Loads of ideas. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bit more detailed video today, bit more to it, but I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Links in the description for anything you want to purchase. The online shop's always open, of course, and I'd love to have your business. Cheers everyone, have a great day, see you later, bye.